Welcome to our lesson about the Extrude command. Let's start with a new part document. Let's create a profile in Sketch 1. Activate the Line tool. And let's close our profile. Something like this. Right-click and done. As a general idea, it's a good idea to fully constrain your sketch before creating a solid. However, sometimes it's not always possible, and fortunately, Inventor lets you create solids from unconstrained sketches if you need to. Let's finish this sketch, leaving it unconstrained. Click Finish Sketch. Now let's activate the Extrude command on the Model tab. The extrusion distance is going to be 1 inch. On both sides, let's click OK. In the design tree, we see the Solid Bodies folder. It contains one solid that was created using Extrusion 1. Now let's insert another sketch on the XY plane. Right-click, New Sketch. Front View. Activate the Circle tool. Let's place a circle about here. Right-click, and done. Home View. Now the reason I don't see the circle is because it's partially covered by the solid. To avoid this problem, I'm going to right-click and select Slice Graphics. Or we can press F7, that's our shortcut. Now let's create another circle about here. Right-click and done. And let's finish the sketch. Activate the Extrude command. And let's select both profiles. Selecting the Join option adds material. Let's click OK. Now we've got a single solid created using extrusions 1 and 2. To edit, just double-click on the extrusion feature. Next here is the Cut method. This option removes material. Again, let's double-click on Extrusion 2. The last option is Intersect. OK. This option creates a solid from a shared volume of extruded features. Double-click on Extrusion 2 to open it for editing again. Let's look at the Extents drop-down menu. This is where you choose a method for ending the feature. First, we've got Distance. The Distance option lets you specify the length of the feature. To Next, this extends the feature to the next face or plane that you select. The To option lets you select a face or other destination. Here are some other options for terminating the feature on the extended face. Here I can select vertices as well, for example. The next Extents option is Between. This lets us select the start and end faces for the extrusion. The last option is Through All, and this option will extrude a profile through all features. This option is useful if we're modifying a part later on. That means the extrusion will just follow our modifications. We won't have to go back and make any changes. For this example, let's use the Distance option. Now we need to determine the direction of the extrusion. In Direction 1, Direction 2, both directions, and the last option, Isometric. Here we have a sub-option to flip the side. Let's stick with both directions. Next, let's go to the More tab. Here we can specify the taper angle. I'm going to enter 5 degrees. The taper is shown in the preview. Let's click OK. Now let's create one more sketch. Right-click, New Sketch. Take a right view and activate the Rectangle tool. Let's place our rectangle about here and click Finish Sketch. We'll activate the Extrude command, select our profile, And for the extent of the extrusion, let's select 2 and this face. Click OK. All right, we've got an error message. Let's explore it a little. We'll click Edit. Let's select a different face and accept. We've got the same problem. Basically, the projection of the sketch is bigger than the projection of the cylindrical surface. Let's cancel out. And let's edit Sketch 2 now. Double-click to activate it. Right-click, Slice Graphics. And let's select and delete this sketch. Rectangle tool. We'll create a rectangle about here. Something like this. Finish the sketch. Now activate the Extrude command again. Let's select this profile. Under Extents, let's select 2 and this face. We're ready to click OK. Notice how the cut extends to this face. Let's double-click on Extrusion 3 and select Join instead. Click OK. Let's take a top view. Notice how the extrusion adds here. Basically, the extrusion was created up to this face. And this concludes our lesson about the Extrude command.